Yes, we do. Your mic's working.
Nope, it is now, though. All right, okay. Like I said,
I hear you just fine.
Yeah, you could hear me, but they couldn't hear me. So now they can. Go ahead. Welcome, Dave.
Hey, how you doing, Stone?
Hey, what's
going on, brother?
What's going on, buddy?
Listen, I'm all hopped up about this radio thing, man. This is gonna be mind-boggling.
Yes, it is. I can't wait.
And it's all a direct result of their tube's censorship. So, Genesis 50:20. You meant evil against me, but the Lord meant it for good.
That's it. He meant it for good.
So anyway, I want to start off by saying that this has been a blessing in disguise, and
yes,
there are a couple of people who say, "Oh, we took Net for Truth off." You didn't take nothing off.
No.
The only reason they took me off is I tried to upload the
Dave, you did it
video
to yourself, buddy. You did it.
Yeah, I did it to myself, but you know what? I should have been able to do it without any problems because there's a lot of worse things on the internet than that video from the land of the Roos and the Joeys. So the reason, excuse me a second, I got to close the door. The dog's walked in.
All right.
The only reason they want that video off the internet is because they buried people behind it, and if they got caught, come on.
Yes, they did.
If the video is fake, that means everything else is fake.
Everything.
That means everything else is fake. We caught him. We know John Podesta was behind this. We know he went around to all the morgues to get the dead bodies to bury, to make this foxtrot that they've tried to pawn off on the poor people of New Zealand. But
it worked for a minute, didn't it? What about?
Yeah, it worked for a minute. It worked for a minute, but you know what? It's all over the place. I don't understand something.
Once they realized what the video had on it and watched the video, they were like, "Oh my God, we can't let this out. The world will tear this apart." And guess what we did? We tore it apart.
Yeah. Not only that, but the extent to which they looked for this video, even with all my editing, that I stopped it, zoomed it, and put my voice over it, even through that, they knew what that video was the second it finished processing. I have video screen capture of them doing it.
Yep.
And video screen capture in real time, 10 seconds after that, getting a message that your video was rejected because of insufficient context and misleading metadata.
And then you went and did more commentate over top of it, put it back up, and they slammed you again. That's funny. I'm sorry.
That's right. Now, there is no place in the terms of service, I read it, there's no place in the terms of service where insufficient context or any mention of metadata or what they mean by metadata is the comment, is the description and the title. There is no mention of that anywhere in the terms of service, so they are in breach of contract.
Right. Yeah.
They're in breach of contract. Anybody else they did this crap to, get a hold of me because I'm working on a Title 18 1983 suit, a criminal complaint for fraud. I'm going to have her locked up.
Yep, that's what
I'm going to have her locked up. I'm going to lock her up.
Lock her up. Yeah, absolutely.
And we got proof that we had more subscribers than they ever told us about, like on the order of 5 times.
Yeah.
And they were paying us for half the videos that we were
they wasn't
being paid for.
Even a quarter of what
running ads on videos that were demonetized. If I signed in with a different account and a different IP, they ran ads all over my videos that were demonetized.
Mine
and
too.
I got comments. Hey, ads are running on your videos. Really?
Yeah, mine too.
News to me.
That's what they do. That's exactly what they do.
Well, we're going to end up owning this damn thing because they are.
There's something I want to say, though. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that this is a platform of entertainment. And we are entertainers. Even though we put out the facts and the truth and we do what we have to do for the world to know, we are still entertainers. You can go to a movie theater and watch a movie, but if you walk up to the counter and you say, hey, I want to watch this brand new movie that just hit the theaters today for free, they're going to laugh at you. So common sense, is it bad for us as content creators to say, well, we work our butt off, but we're going to give you all of it for free? I've been really thinking about that. People, I don't have a problem. Some people can't afford to give anything. I understand it. But they don't pay me what they're supposed to. You would never ask for nothing if you were paid the $1.3 million a year that I should be earning. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah. I'm an entertainer.
And look at this.
I entertain my crowd. My crowd watches me. It is not their choice. It should never be their decision to choose even a suggestion for me. Basically, stay out of my life. I'm going to use your platform to help you make money. Plus, you need to help me by doing the right thing. If I'm working my butt off to give you content to make you grow, you need to pay me.
Right. And not only that, I could be doing, you and I can both be doing a lot more profitable things that won't get censored, that won't get, shadow banned, that won't get demonetized, that won't get our channels taken down. I mean, I could do Jeep videos. I could do
write one
woodworking
song
videos.
And make $100,000.
Yeah, I mean,
one song.
That guy.
I've done it 100 times.
You ever heard of the crazy Russian hacker?
Yep.
The Russian guy that does all those experiments and product reviews. He's got people sending him stuff. He's got to be making $200,000-$300,000 a year on his YouTube channel.
Look at PewDiePie and T-Series. They're making $1 million just off of fighting each other.
Yep.
They're fighting
and making millions. I don't know about you, Stony, but I've been doing this since November 15th, 2016, November 15th, 2016, when I got that letter in the mail.
This is 2011 on this account, but I've got one in 09. Right. I've been doing this a long time.
But anyway, that one video got over 1 million views and made $1,800. This was 2 years ago.
Absolutely.
One video. Okay? And what was the video about? The video was about
Loretta Lynch. I seen it. That's the
Loretta
day
Lynch
I met you.
Yep. And everybody called the bullshit on that video for almost a year until the pilot who gave it to Reuters ended up committing suicide.
Sure, absolutely.
So people don't know what my background is.
They don't know. But
I've been working undercover for law enforcement since 1972 when I busted 8 people who killed a friend of mine his name was Running Wolf. He was a Sioux Indian, the son of a Sioux Indian chief. He was my blood brother. I loved that boy to death.
20 years of my life I worked for the state. I'm showing everybody my badge that I carry right on my side every day. I'm a fugitive recovery agent for 20 years.
All right, and tomorrow I start wearing my feather in his memory.
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Yeah, I start wearing my feather. I start wearing my feather earring for him tomorrow.
I don't know about a feather earring, but I wear one on a hat for you, for sure.
Yeah, well, I wear one on a hat too, but this was a feather earring was given to me by his son. So in his memory and in a vow to his father that I would get the sons of bitches that did it to him, I put them all in prison for natural life. They're still serving time in New Mexico. Natural life, that's it's a life sentence, no possibility of parole. And I've been doing law enforcement work for years.
Look,
in fact,
so let me just say this, Dave. Once you get all your evidence together and put it in front of a judge and they get an order to go get that guy, that's where I come in. I chase them down. I find them, slam them down, put them in cuffs, and we take them and put them inside the facility. That's what I did. So, yeah, I understand totally. We've talked about that before. You know.
I knew about trafficking, human trafficking, 25 years ago.
Yep.
And when I tried to report a specific case to the FBI in Albany, New York, they blew me off.
Absolutely. That's what they
blew
want.
Me off.
They want you shut down.
I busted a prison program that was taking money from the federal government.
Hopefully. But it still records as we progress, so.
All right, well, just to make a point. You can Google this number. 2001 HL0066. I was responsible for that case. I am also partly responsible, because I wrote the amicus briefs for Veterans for Constitutional Law. I still run their website for Senate Bill 3421.
Yeah.
That was the case with Agent Orange. Not Agent Orange, but the depleted uranium poisoning that they used to call Gulf War disease. Go see a psychiatrist. It's all in your head. Why is my wife glowing in the dark? I don't know. It could be that your mental disease is contagious, and you're spreading it to your wife and children. Now, under that Senate Bill 3421, if you're a veteran and you come back home fucked up somehow, you can, if the VA denies you, medical benefits or what do you call it, survivor benefits or whatever. You don't have to go through the VA process, which was designed to either frustrate you or wait until you die. And when you died, your lawsuit was moot. You can take that first rejection and take it to your federal district court in your town. Federal district court. You can call up, your county clerk and ask him what's the number for the federal district court, and you can file a motion. You can file a notice of intent. As soon as the VA gets a notice of intent that you intend to sue them, they will bend over backwards to settle your case.
Absolutely.
Trust me on this one.
They will.
I know this for a fact. We got a World War II widow paid back $183,000 back to World War II.
That's awesome. That's what it's all about.
We're
Reaching out to help others.
not playing.
That's what we do this for, Dave.
That's what we do. A lot of people don't know this. They don't know who they're screwing with. They make up fake web pages to disparage people, and we know where that came from. That was retaliation for me blowing up the spot on the tarmac meeting, which is going to be released pretty soon. I got a feeling.
Yeah. Hey,
I got a feeling.
You know what? Sometime before we're done here, is there any possible way we can do something a little bit different for the people? Let's do of course, everybody's texting me. Don't have nothing to say to me for a month until I go live. Then they all want to somehow get their name on there. But either way, it didn't work with this platform like this because it shows up on my main screen. Now, look, I'm live, so that means no phone calls from the people I normally know. I'm going to not tell you guys again, or I'm going to block you guys for life and never talk to you again. So, look. What I was thinking is maybe we can do a little bit of a call-in show tonight if you want. I can drop my link from my phone number if you want and let people ask us questions or talk to us direct.
Sure, if you've got the capability to do that, I'm game.
Well, all I can tell you is I do got the capability of doing it. Will it happen? Will they allow us to do it? Let's see. Not yet. I'm just going to put the number out for people to be able to call, because I know there's people want to ask questions, and I have no problem with that at all.
Well, that'd be great. With a radio show, the station can handle that.
Well, I'm talking about we're going to do it here. So we might as well get used to taking phone calls, because a lot of our on-air radio cast will be that people can call us, and I will try to answer it. Hopefully we don't get overwhelmed, but I'm sure I think we can, when we're ready to do it, we'll go ahead and do it. But we can finish talking. I wanted to see if it was okay. I forgot to ask you before. But go ahead and finish what you're saying. We're not in no rush. I'm not in a rush. I'm sitting here doing this show with you. Let's go.
The extent of government corruption is absolutely phenomenal. It reaches into every form of government. The prisons are corrupt. The judges are corrupt. And they're all a bunch of... They're after money. They don't care about the truth. They don't care about justice. They don't care about any of that. I know there's a judge up in upstate New York that sends people to prison, and in fact, they did an SVU or something on one of those cop shows that I watched a while ago. They had a judge who sent people to prison, and she was getting kickbacks for it, and they arrested her.
Yeah,
well,
I've seen that too. Yep.
Yeah, that's the prison industry. We have 6 to 19 times the incarceration rate of any Western country, and they call this the land of the free. Well, people get locked up for stupid shit. They get locked up for not paying child support, which is an oxymoron, because how the hell are you going to pay child support when you're in jail?
You're right, exactly. It doesn't make sense.
So, it's a catch-22, and they've put a lot of people in these situations. And a lot of people, I know that 80% of the people in jail that took plea agreements didn't take plea agreements because they were guilty. They took plea agreements because they knew what they were up against. Right. It's called risk management. Yep. When you know you can't fight, when you know you can't win a fight, you either walk away or take an ass whooping and survive the next day.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
A lot of people did that. And in the process of going and investigating all of these cases, I learned a lot of things. I met a lot of interesting people. And I got snatched up out of 9/11 because the company called Fiduciary Trust, which occupied the 103rd floor of the South Tower, were good friends of mine. They were one of my accounts when I worked for IBM in downtown Manhattan, and they had to outsource their check processing operation, and I was going to take the corner office for my GPS business that I had at the time in exchange for maintaining their 2 remaining sorters. Well, I was elsewhere at the time due to circumstances beyond my control, and I thought that it was a curse from God. I was like, what the hell did I ever do to deserve this? And then 9/11 happened.
Sure.
And where would I have been that morning? I would have been up in my office, because every day when I worked for IBM, I used to stop at Aubon Pond down in the Rotunda and then go take my accounts up in the Trade Center. So that was a blessing in disguise. If it were not for that, I wouldn't be here talking to you, Stone, and
Absolutely.
I wouldn't. A lot of people would have suffered and died because of the debacle. Art Bernclau, a good friend of mine, died 6 years ago. He was a Marine sniper for 13 years. Went in with the advisors and came out with one of the last helicopters that took off the roof of the embassy building in downtown Saigon where we were overrun by the VC. And he came out with Operation Baby Lift, where they took a lot of these orphans out of there. In fact, several of my friends who I was in country with at the time stayed there. And after the war, they moved up to Hanoi and opened a pizza parlor. And with some of the profits, they opened an orphanage and hospital for kids that got damaged with Agent Orange, birth defects, and all kind of stuff like that. They get born with cleft palates. They're born with all kind of 6 fingers, all kind of crap. And the companies that did this, DuPont mainly, was never held responsible, even though they knew this stuff was carcinogenic. They used it in Korea. They used it in Vietnam. They exposed, I don't know how many hundreds of thousands of people to this crap, and they were never held to account. That's a war crime. Same with depleted uranium. They turned Afghanistan into a nuclear non-inhabitable for the next 100,000 years. And soldiers came home because they were shooting this depleted uranium ammunition, and the dust from it they inhaled, and they got all kinds of cancers and all kinds of stuff, and the government tried to deny it.
Yeah.
They tried to deny it for the longest time, and Art Bernclau went down to Washington, D.C., and did his research, came back home with boxes of papers, and he had so much evidence on them that he defied them to go to court. And when they wouldn't accept the lawsuit, the lawsuit was returned, didn't go, go past summary judgment. The way he tried to get it into court was he sent our inspector a box of dog shit every week. On a Friday, he'd go down to UPS, put a 4 or 5 pound box of dog shit, and put his business card in it and send it to our inspector. And the reason he did that, he was trying to get arrested. He was trying to get arrested. And when he got to court, his lawyer would ask him, "Mr. Brinkflower, why did you send our inspector a box of dog shit every week?" And he would come up, "This is why. Open the door, bitch, and I will put it in your face." But they never fell for it. They knew what was coming at them. They knew what was coming at them. But we got Senate Bill 3421 passed before he died. And that was his great mission for 20 years. And one of his missions that he didn't...
You know?
He blessed him for it. But one of his missions that he did not accomplish, that I tried to help him with, we tried to raise funds to open up a veterans therapeutic community. In other words, a gated community with the only veterans, only disabled veterans, veterans with PTSD, veterans that were injured, had wheelchairs, had special needs for some reason or another, and we would have on-site medical staff to take care of them. But that never happened because that takes millions and millions of dollars. I mean, I could open up a GoFundMe, but I would have to do a 501(c) and blah, 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 blah. I don't know how to do all that shit. So I don't know. We had a guy that was going to donate a farm upstate New York. In fact, we had the papers all drawn up. We had the community guidelines and the rules and who we would accept and who we would not accept, and the conditions of residency and all that, all typed up. It was all ready to go, but it never came through because of the lack of a place to put this community, and you would have to discriminate. It would be we would have to discriminate. You could only be a honorably discharged veteran with some kind of injury or some kind of condition that you needed help with. And you run into all kind of housing and urban development and discrimination lawsuits and all type of shit. So, we were almost dead before we started. But it was a good idea.
Yeah, it was a good idea, actually. A lot of things, they just, if you try real hard to get, and put most of your life towards something and you just about get it there, the government's got the last say so anyway. They're going to shut it down. Most everything that's good, they don't want no part of it. They just do not want you guys to succeed in any. They don't want any of us to succeed in anything. So people get wore out on trying. Have you noticed that? A lot of people get just flat wore out on trying.
Right. A lot of people that came home from the first Gulf War died before they could even get into, get their cases past the Veterans Administration. They had on staff 800 lawyers whose job it was to figure out a way to deny a veteran what he was duly, qualified for.
What he earned.
And duly, what he earned.
Yeah.
What he earned by putting his life on the line and losing his limb and losing his fucking sanity, for Christ's sake, going over and fighting bullshit wars for drugs and oil.
Yep, absolutely.
Crazy.
Yep, they don't care. They just, it's easier, it's almost like if it's out of sight, out of mind. And that to me, it just don't fly. It just does not fly.
Well, they got the mainstream media on their side.
Yeah.
I about shit when McNamara said the Gulf of Tonkin incident never happened. So you mean to tell me I spent a year in Vietnam and 58,000 of my brothers died and 2 million people in Vietnam died for nothing?
Right, exactly.
Let me make this one thing clear. The reason they fight wars over in the Middle East is not because they got trouble over in the Middle East, not because, if the chief export of Afghanistan was broccoli, we would never be over there. Why we're over there is because they got poppy fields coming out of their yin-yang. And the CIA needs the drugs to fund their covert operations where they go in and they took out Saddam Hussein. who was a CIA asset, by the way, before he fell amiss of the mission, whatever that mission was. Gaddafi he tried to put his country on the gold standard, and he was going to buy gold from the Arabs. He was going to buy oil from the Arabs using gold, and we couldn't have that because the petrodollar would have been tanked a long time ago. So Hillary went in there, and they took him out and took all his gold. Where that gold is, who knows? Maybe Trump knows. I don't know. And have you looked at your change lately? Have you looked at I used to take Morgan $half and buy candy bars that were like yay big for a nickel. I couldn't eat the whole fucking thing, so I had to wrap it up, put it in the refrigerator. And now the money is made out of, I don't know what it's made out of. I couldn't tell a quarter from a nickel. It's made out of neon steel, brass, pewter solder. Damn, it ain't worth it. Whatever it's made out of, it ain't worth it. And a dollar bill ain't worth a shit.
Right.
So the only way I see out of this is a monetary reset.
Yeah, we have to.
You got to take it out of. You have to, because we are over 400. If you add everything up between the Social Security and entitlements and all that other stuff, in 10 years we're going to be at $400 trillion debt. That's more money that's on the planet. Mm-hmm. And you say go back to a gold standard. There isn't $400 trillion in gold on the planet, unless you want to make an ounce of gold $1 million. Yep. $1 million for an ounce of gold. You won't be able to make a cell phone. You won't be able, a connector on a cell phone costs you $50 with a micron of gold, on a thing this big. It's just not going to happen. And the thing is, the Rothschilds, the Soros, the Morgans, the Rockefellers, all these people stole money from us for years, since 1913.
Absolutely.
And they've steadily decreased the value of the money. Mm-hmm. They steadily increased the taxes that we pay.
Yep.
And we don't get anything for it. And we're just tapped out. Freaking bag of potato chips in a dollar store costs $3.50, and it's half.
It's okay though. It's okay though that we're tapped out and we have nothing, because that's the way they want us. They want us broke and not exposing nothing. They want us broke. And the people today, that's what they do, because it's what they've been trained to do. Everybody on this platform does not realize that for years this was a big place to make lots of money. Now nobody supports nobody. It's basically they want everything right here, right now, at all costs. You can die, they can go to sleep, wake up the next day and go on about their life, even though you expose stuff that got you killed. Nobody supports you here. Nobody supports you. So in reality, I want everybody to realize this platform is a business. It's a business to make money. I am an entertainer. Dave is an entertainer. We're content creators. People come here to see us, but if you can't support us, we got to do something else. YouTube won't allow us to make money here. So people don't support us. They don't support us. Look, I've got to do something.
It's not a matter of we're here to make. It's not a matter of we're here to make money.
I'm tired of not making money.
Well, me too, but I'm saying I've spent 14 hours a day. I got into this thing to get President Trump elected.
Yeah, me too.
And then I had 35,000 subscribers. They told me I had 35,000. I really had probably about 5 times that much. And they shut my channel down 3 times. Yep. 3 times. So, and for what? They never tell you what it is that you did wrong, so how do you correct it? The last time I tried to upload that video that was banned over in the land of the Roos and the Joeys, and they recognized that video instantaneously.
I
have screen video of it.
I told you.
I have, but they have some kind of algorithm. Yeah, nobody's watching these videos being uploaded. Let's get that straight. Nobody is watching this. And when they say we reviewed your video, who's we? I want to know who we is, because there's no way you could have reviewed the video and that fast. There's
As
no way.
it was being processed and uploaded. No, there's no
Right.
way.
So we's got to be the bots.
There's
we's got to be the D-Wave machine.
How many videos in a minute are uploaded on this platform?
400 hours a minute. That's what he said before.
Okay, so how many people and how many videos are they watching? How many are they watching at a time? What do you got, a studio of like 800 million people working for one channel?
That's economically unfeasible because you can't tell me a server farm that's capable of uploading 400 videos, 400 hours of video a minute. That is one hell of a server farm.
Absolutely.
You don't even come even close to. If say you have it, say it dropped out of space, it materialized out of thin air from the Starship Enterprise, and it got beamed down into a building and all powered up and everything. You won't even pay the electric bill with the ads. Who are you kidding?
Exactly. Well, I just wanted to say, Whitney, thank you for the super chat there. I really appreciate that, and I understand that people they're getting it, but they're not. You ain't got to be rich. It ain't even. It's just the point. If everybody would support the people that they like and the ones that give them the best content of what they feel, you know what? It would be a whole lot easier for the content creator to survive doing this, to keep pumping out what we're putting out. We're scared to death because there's no way we got any kind of backup. There's no kind of backup for us once we go to jail or be sentenced to prison time. I mean, for doing what we're doing. But thank you very much for that super chat. I really appreciate it, and God bless you too, sister. We're all here together.
We're not really motivated by the money. The money is nice because it pays the bills. I already invested $1,500 in equipment, just the phones that I use to make my videos on my channel, Whirlwind Revolt. $1,500 just in equipment. Now you've got the bandwidth on top of it, plus 14 hours a day. I'm doing this from the minute I wake up until the minute I go to sleep.
Yeah, I know.
It has to be done because after all is said and done, if you make money, if you made $100,000 on this, doing this, if you made $100,000 and you didn't have a country left, what good is the money?
None.
So my prime motivation is to save my country as much as I can, because
mine too.
If I know to do it and don't do it, I'm going to have to answer to a higher power. I certainly believe that, and I vowed back in 1969. I took an oath to defend my country against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and we got a shitload more enemies domestically than we ever had overseas. And like Dr. Stan Monteith would say, we have the best enemies that money can buy.
The best enemy.
You better believe it.
I honestly don't want people to take what I say as wrong. That's the reason we had to reach out to another platform like radio. That's the reason when
they reached out to us, actually.
They found us. Yes, I said it wrong. They reached out to us. But that's why we're having to do this, is because we have to be able to support what we got going on, first and foremost. Secondly, and if it doesn't happen here, we're going to make it happen somewhere else, but we're going to do it here as well. But we hope everybody supports us here as well as the radio does, because as soon as we go live, 3 million people are listening. Just saying.
That's right. And not only that, but when we live stream it, then the whole country hears it.
Absolutely. And the more stations we get, and if we land this Cumulus, they have 500,000 radio stations connected to Cumulus. So it's going to just keep going. But it's a shame that we had such a good thing started here that we couldn't continue this as our main platform. We have to go outside of this platform to get something to support what we do, so we can travel or interview or protect ourselves. At least this way we have some body or corporation to stand behind us and protect us if we say the wrong thing. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, but the government has also, as far as you've been here, so you know. I mean, am I lying? $100,000 in co-payments under the residuals of Obamacare.
Yep.
That's what came out of my pocket.
Yep.
$100,000.
And you know what?
I had to file Chapter 13 because I couldn't. I can't afford $200-300 a day in co-payments. I can't afford it.
It kicks your butt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm lucky. I'm healthy as an ox.
Sure. Yeah.
I'll pick you up by the throat and snatch your freaking Adam's apple out of your throat.
I'm not that healthy, but you know what? I've got one good one left in me. So if anybody wanted to test me, I got one good one left in me. I tell everybody.
I hear you, man.
Just one good one left in me. Thank you,
Kelly. I was trained by the very best.
Yeah, super chat. I was too. I was trained by the state of Illinois. Believe me. And I boxed for many years. Kickboxed against some pretty good big names.
Well,
I'm just old now.
Yeah, before I went into the service, I studied at the Goju Ryokai down on Canal Street, where Bruce Lee had a dojo right next door.
Absolutely, that's cool. That's really
and
cool.
I used to come home from the dojo, and my 5-year-old nephew wanted me to teach him karate.
Sure.
And he grew up learning that, and he opened up his own studio. Now he's got a studio out in Long Island. He's a black belt 7th degree.
That's awesome.
And yeah, he's won. He's got a room full of karate trophies. He's like the Karate Kid.
That's good. A lot of people are wanting us to do that call-in thing. You want to see if we can get this to work here, Dave?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me. I'm going to have to.
Let me go roll a cigarette while you're doing that.
All right, I'm going to have to move this. No, I don't. Let me see. Shit, I lost Dave. No, I didn't. I'll bring him back. Somehow I did, I guess. Always something, right? Give me a second, I'll get him right back. I don't even know what the hell happened there. It just happened. Okay, I lost you for a second. Now you're back. All right, go ahead and do that, and I'm going to set up this and drop the link. Okay. Hopefully this works out really well this way. We'll see. I've never done this before. We'll see what happens. So if anybody's got questions or just want to, or got a topic that you need to cover or you want to air it, call that number right there and let's see if we can get you in here. We'll add you right to the call. And if you want to call...
How many we got on there now?
There's 60 people. So we had it up to 70, and I don't know, you must have lit a cigarette and blew them off. I don't know. They're gone. But that's what happened here. Did you turn your camera off? Somebody, I just blocked somebody for saying something stupid. People, what is wrong with you? Are you absolutely out of your mind? It ain't like I can't see it. Are you still there, Dave? Yeah.
You still there, Stony?
Yeah, I'm there. What happened to you?
Somebody's trying to call me during the live stream. I want to find out who it is.
And you know what? Just tell them don't call. I just told a bunch of people at one time, I said, if you ever do it again, I'll block you for life. I'll never contact you again. It's just, that's horrible, man. Don't wait till I go live. You've had, I don't know, a week and a half to call me and you want to wait. So, yeah. Yeah. All right. We got a call coming in, Dave. Let's see if we can do it. Hello, you're on with Dave and Stony. Go ahead. Who do we got there?
Hey.
Hey.
It's great to hear you all.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm calling from the great city of Atlanta.
I can't hear him on this end.
Oh, hold on a second. Dave says he can't hear you on his end, so we're going to have to figure out a way to make this happen. Give me one.
Okay.
Oh, you cannot hear it, huh, Dave?
No.
You can't hear it?
No, I can. I can hear it. I think everybody
Okay,
else
well,
can too. Go ahead. I'll just relay.
Oh. Okay, I got two things I'm very, very concerned about, and that's the 5G. You know, I know the president is supporting it, but everything I'm reading is saying it, and some of the military people are saying that it could be used as a weapon to hurt people. And also the border. You know, the border is open, everybody
Can you
in.
hold on 1 second. Can you hear it now, Dave?
I can hear every other word for some reason.
Okay. I don't know why.
Okay. Let me see if I can take it off of maybe it's because can you hear me now?
Can you hear him now, Dave?
Yeah, I can hear him now.
Okay.
Okay. All right. The 5G, you know, that's being put up in different cities is supposed to be very, very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
And also, I'm concerned about the border. I mean, I just can't understand. Everybody in, and they said at one time nobody was going to come in. They were going to send the military. I don't understand how we are just allowing everybody in and nobody seems to even care or trying to stop it. Please, I'm going to get off and see if, so you all can see if y'all can address those two things.
Okay.
And I'll try to get back.
Okay. Well,
I'll listen.
She's interested. Okay, thank you very much, young lady. Thank you. She's wanting to know if we can address the 5G where it's hurting everybody and the military, how everybody is.
Okay. Here's what 5G is.
At the border.
Yeah.
This is This is coming from someone who's an amateur radio operator since 1967. Has his first class radio telephone license for about 10 years before I didn't need it anymore. Mm-hmm. I know everything about RF frequencies, been in rooms with 1,000-watt transmitters. Mm-hmm. 5G is harmless, absolutely harmless. What 5G really is computer-controlled directional antennas. This way, they can I don't know if you've ever been on CB radio when you got 2 or 3 more people talking over each other, it sounds.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens to a cell phone signal when you got 2 or more people on the same frequency. When you've got a metropolitan area with a lot of congestion, you have to figure out a way how to service more than one device on the same frequency because you don't have the bandwidth to service all the devices that are out there. Everybody's got a cell phone, everybody's got an internet connection, everybody's got a computer or a tablet. If you got a family of 4 people, chances are there's 5 devices in the house trying to, use the same bandwidth. So what happens is each one of these devices, the antenna is able to geolocate the device by the device's signal. In other words, it tracks the signal not only with the GPS and data that's coming from the device, but also because of where the signal strength is. So now you have, say, 400 megahertz, just out of the top of my head, to make it easy, and you've got 400 megahertz, 0.112 with one device, and 0.13 with another device, and 0.14 with another device. That's fine. But when you've got more devices than your frequency bandwidth allows, you cannot service these devices. It ends in dropped calls. It ends in a little circle that goes around, buffering, and people get pissed off when that happens. Mm-hmm. So what they do is they have it's a beam antenna, and the directionality of the antenna is controlled by a computer, which is locked onto the signal of that device. So as the device moves, or where the device is, they can service more than one device on the exact same frequency without exceeding the bandwidth of the thing. Everybody that tells you that 5G is harmless, it's going to burn out your DNA, and it's going to do this, and it's going to do that, are totally, get this, full of shit.
Batshit crazy.
Clickbait bullshit artists. They don't know what they're talking about.
And
the higher the frequency is, the less harmful it is. You can look this up on Wikipedia. There's two things you should look up. Is the first thing is skin effect, which is the tendency of a current induced by a radio wave to flow over the surface of something. The higher the frequency is. That's why really high, ultra high frequency transmitters use tubes instead of wires. They use tubes that are plated with silver instead of wires, because the current is going to flow over the surface of the wire. Sure. And the next thing you should look up is the inverse square law. If you're talking to somebody on a walkie-talkie, say, and he's 1 mile away and you got 1 watt. If he moves to go to 2 miles away, you need 2 watts. If he needs to go 4 miles away, you need 16 watts. You have to square the power to double the range. And even if you were standing in front of the antenna, sticking your face right in front of it ain't going to do nothing to you. Trust me on this one. All this 5G hysteria is clickbait bullshit designed to keep your mind occupied with the danger of the cell tower going up somewhere and off the things that you should be concentrating yourself about.
We have talked about this so many times. I'm so glad that they brought it up, and I thank you for bringing it up, because we actually have talked about this so many times that it needed to be covered. We know. Well, I didn't quite know as much as Dave knows, but I knew the 5G is not as bad as people are trying to make it out to be. How many discussions have we had about this, Dave? Lots.
Oh, man, forget about it. And not only that, there's people out there who are more or less respected in the community.
Yep.
And they're supposed to be telling the truth, and they're pushing things like shungite, which is a piece of coal that they held between a meter and a microwave oven that's not even on, and demonstrating how powerful this rock is to protect you from RF radiation that's not even being transmitted.
I can't get comfortable in this chair. My other chair took a crap, and I just can't seem to. I have back problems, neck problems. I broke my neck twice and my back once. I just can't seem to get comfortable in this chair. Anyway, I think I got a new way. If anybody wants to call in, I'm going to answer it off of my phone, and that way you can hear the question in hand. But I sure do appreciate that. And I do want you to cover the other part of what the lady had asked about our military and at the border, if you don't mind, Dave.
Okay.
She asked about the military in the border, at the border.
The military at the border.
Yep. With all of the stuff going on with the military and at the border.
So far, from what I've heard, the military at the border is not taking an offensive stance against the people who are crossing the border. There are patriots up there that are parts of militia and even individuals that are standing guard at the border. I think it's going to get to the point where these people are going to have to be fired upon. I don't make that statement lightly, but if you're going to invade a country and claim that your country is oppressing you and keeping you in poverty, why ain't you fighting your government?
Right.
But you're coming up here and you're waving your country's flag, and you're trying to circumvent the legal way of getting into this country.
Yeah.
I think, I would have done it a long time ago. I would have sent the F-15s in with a napalm, and I would have strafed them a couple of times just to send them the message.
Sure. You got.
If they didn't get the message, then I'd do it for real. Then there had to be a bunch of crispy critters at the border.
Right.
As soon as you come up the top of the wall, we'll shoot you back over your side.
Right. There's a guy named Robert, real fast. Robert Hastings. Shout out to Dave. He never says hello.
How you doing, Robin? How you doing? I got somebody.
That's okay. Well, There you go. Dude.
I always heart the comments when I read them, so you know I read them when I put the heart on them.
Mm-hmm. Well, if anybody wants to call, I'm going to answer it on my phone. That way I can put it on speaker and it'll come through my mic so you can actually hear. So if anybody wants to call, I will drop the link again. And if not, we'll just keep on talking about what we know we can talk about. There's the link. Anybody wants to call in, ask a question, or have anything to say or add to it, most definitely do it. We'll do it through the cell phone, on speakerphone, so we can hear the whole question.
Right. The reason that the Democrats are denying that there's a problem at the border, and how can you deny a problem at the border when there's 20,000 people heading this way?
Yeah.
To them, it's not a problem because that's a source of votes. Those are the people that vote for them. That they can schlep them around from one polling place to another. And since they're not checking for voter IDs or any kind of proof that you're a citizen and qualified to vote, they'll let you vote.
Okay.
And
hold on, we got a call coming in here. Give me 1 second to see if I can answer it. Okay, well, I don't know what happened there. Something happened. If you want, call back. I don't know what happened. I tried to answer it, but it didn't come through. So I'll try it again if they call back. Whoever that caller was, just call right back. We got you. We'll try to answer it on the phone.
The Democrats are for the open border because they are paying. The cartels are paying the Democrats to
I'm busy.
Ignore the drug trafficking and the human trafficking, which is a tragedy. Human trafficking should be punished by the most incredibly painful torture that could ever be devised in the mind of man. These people have created more misery for innocent people and their families, innocent children and their families, than can possibly be imagined.
Sure.
And it just because you don't see it, just because the news doesn't cover it, doesn't mean it doesn't exist. In fact, the news is all bought and paid for, been for a long time, since Kennedy was shot. And to make my point, to make my, to rest my case, so to speak, about the mainstream.
Hold on 1 second, Dave. I got him on. Give me a second here. Let me put you on speaker. Okay, go ahead. You're live with Stony and Dave. You got a question?
Yeah, hey, Stony Stone. I'm a friend of old Fly Boy there. Net 4.
Oh, yeah, Dave. Okay. Yeah, he's on there, too.
Hey, Fly Boy, what's going on? This is Don down in D.C.
Don down in D.C.
Hey, how you doing, Don?
How you doing?
Hey, are you sharing some of that Confesse and Islamic bacon with Stony Stone? Stony Stone might need some.
Yeah, he blessed it with the Quran.
Oh my God!
Yeah, that's
hey, I was just wondering, Stony Stone might need to get his 10-year-old on that computer, or you're going to have to give Stony Stone that YouTube, how to operate YouTube for dummies or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, it's a new platform. I'm still working on it. So hopefully it works out that we got, we can live stream with this platform.
Hey, Stony Stone, you're not laying on top of your roof with that 50 caliber, are you?
The what now?
You're not laying on top of your roof with that 50 caliber you were talking about.
Not yet. Not yet, but I'll tell you what, when the crap hits the fan, you can bet I will.
Where you were talking about laying on top of your roof with a 50 caliber and a high-power scope to shoot something that was moving.
Oh, yeah. Believe me, when the shit hits the fan, I am going to be up there. I've got a flat deck just for it. I'm waiting. As soon as it happens, I'm going to be there. Believe me. I'm going that way. But you got a question for us?
Here we go again. Stony Stone, 50 caliber in his Harley.
Yep, there you go. That's what I do, my friend. I don't get to ride very much. My legs won't let me, but I sure can work on them.
Hey, look, Stony.
Yes. Go ahead.
Hey, Stony Stone.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Hey, yeah, State Department with Hillary Clinton or Obama were in there. Talked to Dave Colfefe about 5,000 Raytheon Silver air missiles.
Yeah.
That were bought with taxpayer dollars, ran through the State Department, went to Libya, to Benghazi. 2,000 of those missiles were there with the ambassador and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's I did a video on that.
Various parts like Syria.
Yeah, Dave made a video on that. Yeah.
One of the missiles with serial numbers running back to State Department to running from the State Department back to Raytheon. That sulfur air missile didn't go off. They've been wiping out on YouTube all information on Benghazi. They're scared to death of that.
Right. Yeah,
that's
absolutely.
why they want Hillary's emails released. It goes all the way back there.
Yeah, no, I did a video on that a while back when it happened, and they found out that they had to off Ambassador Stevens because either he knew and was going to blow the spot up on it, or there was some kind of investigation that went through. The Haji launched the missile, it didn't go off, took the helicopter down, and they were able to trace it back to the CIA, and actually came out of Lebanon.
Yeah, that went back to Hillary and Raytheon using taxpayer dollars being sold from the State Department. That's in the emails. I contacted Lindsey Graham. He's backtracking. He's got him and Jim McCain kind of are bed buddies for a while there. He's starting to back up because they're talking about Benghazi again.
Benghazi is going to bite her in the ass because all the emails that went between her secret server and Benghazi through the not only the State Department, went through every proxy server on the planet practically to get over to Libya. They're all archived. Nothing ever disappears off the internet.
I'm getting real bad. Can you turn your volume down a little bit there, caller? Just a little bit?
He's still talking. I can't hear him.
Well, the thing also is that you remember how I already told you about why Rand Paul got his ribs kicked, and I already told you about that.
Well, your audio in the background is...
So anyway, I just wanted to say hello to you all.
Well, hello, and thank you very much.
Please go over to Stony Stone and teach him how to operate that machine.
I hear you. I appreciate it, my friend. Thank you for calling. His background was way too much. He had to turn it down.
He's talking about a video I did about a year ago.
Hold on. If you guys, real quick, if you guys call in, please either turn your audio down on your device or use a headset, because we get massive reflect off of your audio, and it's hard to hear what you're actually asking if it's still going on in the background. But if you guys want to call, I'll drop the number again. But thank you, caller. I really appreciate that. And thanks for calling in.
Yeah, what I was getting to before Don called was they're down in Nancy Pelosi was down in South America a while back talking to the cartels, and we know she's getting paid. Mm-hmm. We know that all the human trafficking and the drug trafficking coming up from south of the border has to be ignored and has to be somehow made easy. And if you close the border and if you keep people from coming over, it's going to make it a lot more difficult. Not that they can't dig tunnels, but that wall goes 30 feet below the ground too. So they have to dig down 30 feet just to get past, the wall. So, and when you come over and you're found guilty of drug trafficking, they should just execute your ass. No, never mind putting you in jail. Just execute. Do like they do in Thailand. Get caught dealing drugs in Thailand. See what happens to you.
Yeah.
They weld the frickin' shackles onto you, and then the only way they come off is when they put you in the furnace and burn your ass up.
That's right. So it's a mess. People just do not. They think they can still get away with all the stuff they were getting away with before we had this president. And I'm going to tell you right now, all of this stuff is going to stop. And the people are awake. They know what's happening. They're going to all band together. We're going to. And we're going to stop you from drug trafficking and trafficking our children and drug trafficking trade. The whole trade's going to be just shot.
Every time I get on this subject, I have to mention that 800,000 children are missing in the United States every year. And that's not a figure that I'm pulling out of my ass.
No.
This comes from the Center for Missing and Exploited Children, where guess who works? Laura Silsby, who was caught trying to traffic 33 children out of Haiti, got caught red-handed by the police, got tried, got convicted, got put in a Haitian prison, and who went down to save her little butt from out of there? Hillary Clinton.
You got it. Pulled her ass right out of there.
We know you from the company you keep.
Yep.
We know you by your fruits. Jesus said that. You shall know them by their fruits. You get, all of this stuff here that they're talking about human trafficking. I hate it when people say these people are pedophiles. No, they're not pedophiles. They're pedivores. There's a difference.
Mm-hmm. Yes, there is.
A pedophile is some Playboy cartoon Chester the Molester type shit, which is, in comparison, innocuous. This shit is human sacrifice that's been going on since Joseph walked out of the city of Ur back in biblical times. And this has been hidden for thousands of years. This is nothing new. This is just being exposed because we have citizen journalists who have exposed it. And it's implicit in their emails, which are written in code. Who plays dominoes on pizza and pasta?
Exactly.
Okay? And what I'm saying is, when I rest my case on the mainstream media, I have one glaring, in-your-face, inexplicable example to prove beyond any doubt whatsoever that what I'm telling you is true. Laura Silsby from the BBC was in New York on 9/11/2001. Question: what was she doing there? Okay. Mm-hmm. Another question is, she at about 5 o'clock in the afternoon, when Building 7, just before Building 7 fell, she's standing in downtown Manhattan, not being familiar with the skyscraper layout in Manhattan and which building was which. She had Building 7 over her left shoulder in a live feed, reporting that Building 7 fell fully 25 minutes before it fell. Is she clairvoyant? Is she, what do you call it, the great Karnak, like Johnny Carson used to do? You answer the question, before you get the question?
Right, you answer it before you get the question.
Or is she reading from a script? And if the latter is the case, then people knew that building was going to fall, and therefore they are complicit in the crime of terrorism that took down those 3 buildings, and therefore they are guilty of treason against the United States of America. And whether you're driving the car or shooting the bullet, you're just as fucking guilty, and he should just be put up against the wall with the rest of these scumbags and eliminated from the planet.
Absolutely. That's the way I feel as well.
They've done enough. And if you say, well, the government wouldn't kill our own people, oh, really?
Shit.
Go on my website, net4truthusa.com, and click on Northwood's document. That was a plan to take a plane out of the sky over Cuba and blame it on Cuba for an excuse to invade. They will brainwash you. This is something that goes back to Nazi Germany during the Reichstag fire, when they set fire to the Reichstag and blamed some Russian guy in order to have an excuse to go to war with Russia.
Hey, we got a question here that...
and people fall for this bullshit all the time.
All the time. We got a question here. It says, you two, from S. Frederick. Says,
from what?
From a guy named S. Frederick. Rich Frederick. He said that you two have inside sources, so when is HRC and their and all the other criminals going to be locked up? Why are they still walking around? I need to address this.
That's a good question.
They're not getting locked up.
If you remember.
Really? What part of that don't you get? They're scumbags connected to other scumbags, The chances of them getting locked up is, I'm not going to say 0. I'm going to say 5%. 5% you'll ever see any of them scumbags locked up. So that is like old news. Old news is they're not going to jail. And if they do, holy crap, the world's changing. If it doesn't, same old shit. It's not going to change. They're not going to lock these scumbags up. Even though they should. They should have, but they haven't.
Well, you got the criminals running the police department. And I don't know if you remember when after 9/11 happened, after the investigation, they said, well, we couldn't prevent the 9/11 attacks because we couldn't connect the dots.
Right.
Yeah, asshole, you couldn't connect the dots because you is the dots.
That's it.
You the dots.
Yep.
You the dots.
Just like the Smollett. Why the hell? If it would have been me, you, Dave,
forget about
Billy Bob down the road, doesn't matter. We'd have been done. We'd have got 50 of the 100 years he was facing.
Right, and not only that, but I have a sneaky suspicion that he's flipping on somebody.
He is.
He's got some he's got some evidence on somebody that he's holding over their head, or he threw somebody under the bus, and that's why they're giving him this sweetheart deal.
That's
same like with Epstein. You got $1 billion, and you got a whole island that's designed to do satanic ritual abuse. A whole fucking island. You're doing this shit out in front of everybody, where everybody can see it.
I don't know.
And you get put in jail on a weekend, and you're serving weekends in jail for 18 months, where you can come and go as you please when you get chauffeured in and out.
Hillary Clinton should have been locked up a long time ago. Long time ago. She should have been put in handcuffs. Well, it's a good thing you ain't in control of the nuclear codes or the United States. Why? Yeah, let me tell you. Because your ass would be in jail. Well, wait. That's what we wanted to see. That's what she said. It's a good thing you ain't in control of our law enforcement in the United States.
Yeah, because your
ass would be in jail.
How was that?
Let me tell you what. Look, we can change this any way we want, Dave. But you know what reality is? It looks good on film, but it's bullshit in real life. Come on, man. Do your freaking job.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying the same thing, but I have to look at the scope of this thing. And it's not only here in the United States. Great Britain is involved. The Queen of England is the biggest pedophile in God's creation. I mean, she got caught red-handed with 13 kids that went to the palace and never came back. What the hell is that all about? I mean, there was a video of some kid, as he was about 16 or 17, climbing out of a window, butt-ass naked down a bed sheet. I don't know if you saw that one. And everybody's looking at somebody took a video. It was on YouTube
Dave,
for a while.
I have
it's
watched
gone now, but
in my 30 years of researching and archiving the facts, I have watched probably 8 million different videos on everything that should be legally prosecuted, and seen 1% of anything ever happening. I got stuff.
Right.
Look, that's the reason I don't drop big shit no more and put it into the world to circulate. That's why YouTube, the Chan boards I work on, I pretty much stopped everything because it doesn't matter. All we're going to do is bury our own self with the facts and get our own selves in a bunch of shit. Common sense is, I'm fucking tired. Well, pardon my language. I'm tired of giving the facts, the proof. This is where the gold is. This is where the bank money transfers are. This is where everything is. This is where the videotape from the HRC is. This is this, and this. And nobody does shit. I'm tired of it. I'm fed up. Oh, tomorrow Tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. When?
Well,
When's
you know
it gonna
what?
happen?
The Declaration of Independence says it best. If you ever read it, it says when people are content sometimes to put up with the bullshit because there's too much effort involved in changing it. Paraphrasing. And I say a lot of people would rather believe bullshit and be done with it than to expend any mental energy after going after the truth. It just takes too much brain power to go after the truth, because once you start digging, this hole is so fucking deep that you ain't never going to get to the end of it.
My dad said
this is 240 years of corruption since the country began. Since before the country began, because the Illuminati started in this country on May 5th of 1776.
I hear you. My dad said
before the Declaration was signed, they had us all in their palm of their hand already.
Look, my dad said this best. My dad said, son, I love what you do. You're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble, multiple conversations. This is the outcome of what he said. Son, I love what you do. I've used to fight it too. I love what you do. You're going to get yourself in a lot of trouble. They're probably going to get to you and kill you before you can expose the most of it. And then he said, and you're living a fucking pipe dream, son. They're not going to be arrested. Never have, never will. If it would have happened, it would have happened in 1963 with JFK. Moving right along. So, reality, I said, Dad, no, there's got to be a way. He's like, son, look, it ain't going to happen. You're living a pipe dream. So reality is we are all living in a fantasy world of what we'd like to see happen. No matter what evidence we have, it ain't going to happen. And if it does happen, okay, great. One little thing's going to happen to make the world happy. But guess what? A billion things just slid by. Just saying. Doesn't matter what we expose, what we do, how we do it, it's not going to happen in our lifetime. They're not going to jail.
I think part of that is...
And if they do go to jail, whoop-de-doo.
The shit that they do, first of all, is not being covered by the media that everybody trusted since the beginning. That's number one. And second of all, the shit that they're doing, the child sacrificing, the adrenochrome, all of this stuff, excuse me, is so unbelievable and so demonic and so out there that people can't wrap their heads around. You just can't. They can't believe. You must be wrong, John. You must be wrong, Dave. These people are not. The 800,000 kids missing a year, and nobody notices. When was the last time you got on the Amber Alert? And I'm not, like I said before, I'm not pulling these numbers out of my ass. This comes from the Center for Missing and Exploited Children that Laura Sylvie works for under another name.
Sure.
So, where are the kids going? Where are the bodies?
We're never going to find out.
You know what?
You're in your cheeseburgers at McDonald's.
There's human DNA in your McDonald's hamburger.
You ain't
That's
shitting.
a fact. I haven't. They're making you eat
your own people.
Your own people.
You got it. I mean,
and they're sitting around in their little satanic circles, going this, doing this, rubbing their hands together, ha ha ha, laughing their ass off, like the Joker and Batman.
Yeah, exactly. It's disgusting. But if you guys really think for 1 second that we're going to see these mass deep state takedowns and all these scumbags be put in jail, yeah. If it does happen, cool. Yeah, you guys applaud yourselves because you guys worked real hard. But at the end of the day, Smollett case.
Yeah, well, you know what? I'm a little bit more optimistic because
I hope so.
The last I checked, there was 94,000 sealed federal indictments.
Yep.
Now, 94,000 people. What's the chances are somebody's going to flip this? It's the old law enforcement thing. They sit you down in a room, they point the bright light at your face, and you say the guy who flips first gets the best deal.
Look, though. It's the big names that are going to do the flipping to save or the small names to do the big names to do the flipping for the small names to get off on the bullshit. Look, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. The big names are not going to be executed and hung in the streets. None of that shit's going to happen. So if you guys are thinking it is, good luck to you. That shit.
I certainly hope that I see it in my lifetime, because I'm devoted 3 years to exposing the truth. I never wanted to be on social media, to tell you the truth.
It would be easier for them to kill you, Dave, than it would be to kill HRC or Executor. You know that, right? I know. We could disappear so much easier, and our mouth be shut so much easier than it would be HRC. I'm just saying. Or even Epstein. Any of them.
Yeah, but there's evidence that's buried somewhere.
We got it, but we can't expose it because they'll kill us. Really? I have it. You don't think I don't?
Yeah,
I cannot use it.
When you were here last year, and we talked on the encrypted line to the Anons who have the HRC video.
Yeah.
My question is, why hasn't that dropped somewhere?
Because they will get killed for doing it.
Yeah, but how would you know? If I don't want it, but if I had it, if it suddenly appeared in my mailbox, and don't get any fucking ideas of dropping shit in my mailbox, but if it certainly, I don't know. I still don't know who dropped that letter in my mailbox. I really don't. But if I was to have it, I'd go down to Walmart in the wintertime where I could get away with wearing a scarf or something around my face, and I'd buy a cell phone with cash, and I'd go out into Starbucks parking lot and sign on with a VPN and just drop that video everywhere I could, and then go take the phone and drop it in the Delaware River.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
And nobody would ever be the wiser. Nobody would know.
I'm going to tell you, it exists. It's out there. People just don't know how to get to it. You got to have an invitation.
I don't know if it's out there anymore. They scrubbed it off. That original link I think is scrubbed.
No,
it goes to a 404 page right now.
Well, okay. Well, the one I have access to, the people I know that have access to it, it's still there. It has never been touched. I'm just saying. It doesn't really matter though. Am I going to drop it? Nope. That
would be the coup de grace. That would put the icing on the cake. That would valid. I mean, how many years have they been talking about this bullshit story with the prostitutes peeing on Trump peeing on the prostitutes, and both of them together peeing on a bed that Obama slept in?
She would not
is this the best that they can come up with? This is what's on their head 24/7. All of this sex shit, all of this perverted, paraphilic shit. That they can't get their mind off of that topic or in the environs of that topic. They can't, because that's what they're wrapped up in. That's how they compromise people in Congress and people in the government. They take them and they throw them apart, they get them shit-faced, they drop a little thing in their drink. Now all of a sudden this guy's in bed with a 14-year-old girl. He don't even know what the hell he's doing, and they got him on tape. Now, you're going to do what we do, because now we got this tape, and we'll show your wife, and we'll put it out there, and we'll prosecute you because we got the FBI on our side. Half of those sons of bitches did the same thing. So how do you prosecute somebody when the person who's supposed to be prosecuting the person did the same shit you did? That's the problem I had 25 years ago when I tried to expose this crap to the Albany FBI. They blew me off like I was nuts.
I can tell you this right now. I've spent a whole lot of my life exposing corruption. And I did it so much better before I put my face on camera. So much more got accomplished. And you know what? I was still making money and still able to survive and writing music and doing that. And I did all my research while I was traveling the world doing shows and whatever. And archiving. But you know what? I can't expose nothing now. They didn't realize once it got to this point, I got to stop. There's only a certain point you can do or you get killed. I'm fighting the government. I'm fighting everybody. Nobody gives a shit. They want me to expose it and then go on and get killed while they can get up tomorrow and go to work, brush their teeth, and sleep real good. And they don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody gives a shit if I live or die as long as I expose it. Half the people on my channel came here because they thought they were going to see the HRC video. And they was going to because I was going to show them. But I started thinking, when they started saying, just drop the video and go kill yourself, I was like, you know what?
Yeah,
you don't deserve. You do not deserve that. I have a family too. Piss on you. If I ever show it,
they did the same shit to Douglas Ducote.
I blocked all of them.
They did the same shit to Douglas Ducote.
Yeah, I get it.
The same thing. They threatened his life.
Yep.
They tell him to go drop dead. Oh, he's a veteran. He's going to kill himself because he's got PTSD. What a low-life bunch of scumbags. What kind of fucking mentality does it take to say some shit like that to somebody who fought for his country? You low-life piece of shit. Go fucking stab yourself in the neck with an ice pick, you bastards. Fuck you. Straight like that.
I hear you. It just ain't right. There ain't no part of it right. And you know what? That's the world we live in today. And that's the world we fight to help. I'm tired of fighting for stupid. You can't fix stupid.
No, you can't fix stupid. That's the worst weapon they had. Is teaching is the worst thing that this country ever did was institute public schools. That's the worst thing that we ever did.
Mm-hmm.
Worst, because now you got people running around that don't even know who the three branches of government. They don't know the Constitution. They don't know the Bill of Rights. They don't know what First Amendment, Second Amendment. They don't know. They have no clue. And Mark Dice, even though he's a kind of funny guy, he's a political satirist.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes out into the streets of California and offers somebody the choice between a chocolate bar and a bar of silver, and they take the chocolate bar, it shows you how fucking stupid these people are.
Yep.
Excuse my French, but that is stupidity on the realm of it's exponential stupidity. You can't get more stupid than that.
No, you can't.
You can't get no more stupid. I'm sorry.
It's irritating.
If that's what you went to college, is that what you spent $80,000 of your parents' money to go to college to come out more stupid than when you went in?
I get a couple of phone calls a week at least, right? I get a couple of phone calls a week at least. And I'm sitting there on the phone, like, they're like, are you still there? And I'm like, yeah, I'm still here. I'm just trying to digest what you just said. I'm trying to think of what you just said. Is this reality? Am I really having this conversation? I'm not having this conversation. I'm listening to you tell me some things that you literally are part of the humanity reset. You need to be part of that humanity reset. I'm not joking. It's disgusting to me, man, how people, they just are so ignorant. They're stupid. People are... Not everybody. Don't think I'm bashing on everybody, but 80% of this fucking world needs a humanity reset, man. We need this. People are too stupid, and they've been taught the wrong shit. Hate to say it.
Well, most people, I would say a majority of the people that call me from my channel, they're very intelligent, very caring people. They love what I do, and most of them support what I do.
No, I'm just saying a couple of weeks.
The stupid people know better, because first of all, if you call up and threaten me, I'll have the SWAT teams at your door in a nanosecond.
Right.
And second of all, if you call up with some stupid shit, you might end up on social media, because I record my phone calls.
I know.
So but you say some stupid shit, I'm gonna, and I did it a couple of times to some people. So
I'm just saying,
stupid comments.
I get about, 50, 75 people a week reach out to me. But I'm talking, I at least get 2 since I put my number out. And I'm not even live streaming, they call me on and whatever. And they, when they talk to me, I literally am like, really? I think you need to just hang this phone up and go shit yourself. If they ever called me saying, If them people ever called me saying, hey, I think I'm going to commit suicide, I would put them fuckers on hold for 5 minutes, and I would come back and say, after thinking about this, I think you're doing the right thing. Go ahead and do it. Hang the phone up. I'm sorry, I would. I'm not joking you. You would not believe. I record my phone calls too, and you would not believe what they actually say to me. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely just, really? And you have parents that allow you to be this way. Or your parents allowed you to be that way. Yeah. They taught you. They let you learn this kind of craziness. It's just crazy. I cannot believe we walk around with these people next to us and don't even realize it until they open their mouth. My dad used to tell my cousin, no shit, told him, look, you would look a whole lot smarter if you just didn't say nothing. He did. He used to tell my cousin, you'd look a whole lot smarter if you just would not say nothing.
You know what the unique thing about us is, Stony?
What?
We use our real names.
We don't give a shit. What the hell?
People don't give a shit, but it's nice to know somebody's name.
Right.
And I'm not ashamed of anything I did. I'm proud of what I did. I'm proud I served my country. I'm proud I'm an American. I'm proud that I'm doing what I'm doing. And I have to. And not that I want to do it. I would rather be making Jeep videos or woodworking videos or how to do this and how to work your ham radio and shit like that. But at the end of it, I would waste my time, and I wouldn't have a country left.
Right.
I would wake up one day and would be in a Techno-Nazi dictatorship that there would be no escape from. But they stepped on their own dick with this technology because the technology was invented. It was propagated to us to be able to surveil us. They got fucking toilet bowls that you flush with your cell phone. I mean, what are they doing now? Are they measuring your shit turds? What the fuck is the point of all that?
I am literally scared to death, Dave, of saying certain stuff. That's why I don't make a lot of videos anymore, because with all the threats that I've had, not by the people, because I don't even give a shit. But if it's from the people that actually could make me disappear. And I don't give a shit what they had to say either. But I mean, I literally don't make a lot of videos exposing nothing no more because they threaten me. And I'm not scared of them. I mean, what the fuck? You can only kill me once.
Yeah, but I kill a whole bunch of you first. You want to come here? You want to come take my gun? Come take my gun. You see what happens. You get my gun. I'm
not worried about them taking my guns. I mean, they got to get to me to take it. Anyway,
they got to know where they are to take them. They got to know where they are.
They got to know where they are. Look at the little red dot.
Are you kidding me?
They're going to know where it's at. Look at the little red dot.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Just keep an eye on the little red dot. Look, the bullet's coming toward you now. I mean, that ain't the problem. The point is, I limit myself on this platform to drop in very big, detailed information, or because these are CIA platforms that will come to my house and question me, and if they come here, they better be right.
No, they already been in my house.
No, they've been here too. I had 3 of them on videotape. Come right up to my door telling me I need to open it. You got a warrant? Kick it open. Get what you get. If not, just step the fuck on my property, go get a warrant, come back, see what happens. I don't give a shit. Cut my electricity at the pole. They've done just about everything. Frozen my bank account.
Yeah, they cut my fucking water off. I was ready to take empty out my toilet with one of those fucking scoops and dump it on the mayor's desk. And lucky he fucking turned that water off, because if you didn't,
they froze my bank accounts to starve me, is what they did. They cut my electricity. They come to my house all at the same time. Did they scare me? Fuck no, they didn't scare me. But you know what? It is not worth dropping the shit that I drop to have this kind of bullshit on my plate and nobody backs me. Just saying. So I just stop. I stop. I'm going to go on a radio show. Me and you're going to go on a radio show, and I am probably going to tell the world exactly what's going on. And we're probably going to get in trouble that way too. So it is what it is.
Well, as long as we don't say the 7 words you can't say on television, I think it'll be all right.
Yeah, shit, piss, cocksucker,
because
motherfucker.
the old the old Radio
Hard
Liberty
line.
when I was a guest. We Dr. Stan and I covered some really heavy stuff that William Cooper was covering at the time too.
Yeah.
So, and you look at what happened to him. And
Exactly.
you know, and look what happened to George Carlin.
Yeah, absolutely.
And look what happened to Robin Williams when he was at the Met doing that moving around thing with the Vatican, with the pedophiles moving the priests around. You know, I'm sure that the Pope wasn't laughing.
Look, hell no. Look, let me tell you.
I'm sure the Pontiff wasn't laughing.
Look, not the more popular you get, the more of a target you get on your back.
Yeah,
You know
that's
that.
true.
That's true.
Yeah, I know.
So as soon as the popularity of, look, you ain't gonna believe what these guys said last night on this radio show, that's when we're gonna have to start worrying. When the people start circulating, oh my God, you are not gonna believe what they said last night. That's when the shit's gonna hit the fan. Because guess what? You can't pull it back out of the ears of 3 million people. Just saying.
No.
You can't do
Well,
it.
you can't pull a video out of the people who see it.
What's the old
Even though
saying? What's the
even though
old
they
saying?
take your channel down, but you know what? When you try to hide something, that's the basic
people go after
psychology
it
says
more.
people go after it more.
Yeah.
So you know you might have took my whole freaking channel down, hundreds of hours of work of my channel down, but guess what? You made 100,000 more hours of work for yourself trying to trace this thing down. Use all your bots you want to.
Like my dad said, unring that bell. Go ahead and try to unring the bell.
Right.
Once you ring it, you can't unring it. You done heard it. Take it back. Can't.
Yep. And stuff. I put this on one of my videos recently. That stuff I did in 1987 with a friend of mine, Bobby
God bless
Mino,
you too, sister.
and I wrote games for Commodore 64. It was called Phaser Dome and Red Obelisk. If you type Phaser Dome, one word, and Key Punch software into Google, you'll come up to the page with my name on it with the games that we wrote before the internet was even a public thing in 1987.
Yeah, I remember the game. It come in a set, in a pack for Commodore 64.
Right.
Yep.
So how does that get on there, and why is it still there if it's not making any money? It's amazing. Back then, in 1987, a 10 megabyte hard drive was as big as your refrigerator.
Huge. It was huge.
So where did they keep this shit? I mean,
Now
they
you
had
get a 4
technology.
terabyte thumb drive or thumbnail drive about the size of your thumb.
Right.
It's ridiculous.
I got a 2 terabyte SD card in my phone. The phone I'm talking on you right now. I got a 2 terabyte SD card. I could put 400 videos on it. Now, so what does the government have? The government has, thousands of these things. They've got disk drives that are 6 feet wide, and they're probably in the petabyte category.
Hey, I think your buddy just said, Don or whoever called in there,
Yeah.
said that he, right after he got out the phone, YouTube blocked him.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
We know we're over the target because as soon as the Hildebeest lost the election, they expanded Operation Mockingbird from the mainstream media onto social media. They discounted us. We were just a bunch of conspiracy theorists, and nobody's listening to us.
Right.
Well, apparently enough people listen to us, and people like us, that the Hildebeest lost a rigged election. And she lost it not by a hair, she lost it by a landslide. Because where she won, when they went and checked the votes, they found more people voting than there were people in the town that were registered to vote, that were eligible to vote. So
they were dead mofos.
Yep.
Yeah. That's why. It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous. Social media is ridiculous. Mainstream media is ridiculous. Everything we see that is wrapped around us is ridiculous. Everything we do is ridiculous. It all is going to go to hell in the handbag real fast, and it's on a spiral down. And once it hits the bottom, is no coming back from it. It's going to be gone. So we're going to go back to the Stone Ages. Watch. It ain't going to take long.
Well, they're already talking about EMPs and all this other stuff and all these dead man switches. If you remember, a couple of months ago, they had that place out in California. It was the Armenian Social Club or some stuff. The building was supposed to be knocked down.
Right.
And all of a sudden, you have hazmat teams going in the building because when that building was knocked down, nobody would know. They would probably plant explosives in there or do it with wrecking balls, however they did it, would set off that biological weapon or whatever they had in there, and it would go through the subways, which was right underneath the building, and it would be massive epidemics that nobody would know where the hell it started from. So I think the reason why they're not arresting all these people is because some of them are saying that they have dead man switches, and that was probably one of them. And until they, secure all the dead man switches and all the bombs and biological weapons and things of mass destruction that they have planted, just in case they lost completely, I think that you're not going to see anything happen. But I'm sure with all the comms being secured, with all the money being seized, with all the people, with indictments hanging over them, they're eventually gonna find them all.
But look,
and when they run out of that, they're done. They're done.
This president had 4 years to make some explosive shit. He should have done something explosive in the middle of this, him being president.
Well, I think it's imminent.
Yeah, but it's going to do him no good. He can get right to the end. If he don't get reelected, he'll never get any of it, and they'll all just skate right off.
Well, that's why he's got to concentrate on getting social media back to the way it was before the election, because we're the only bastion of truth out there.
Right.
If this goes away, that's a large majority of the people who voted for Trump.
Exactly.
Voted for Trump because they heard the truth here on social media, or on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitter, and it was a free platform up until then. As long as you didn't have any child pornography on there or crazy shit,
never be on there.
You were safe. But now you've got videos being deleted the absolute moment they are uploaded, because they know when that video reaches the land of the Roos and the Joeys, and enough people over there figure out that they've been duped by their media, they're going to pick up their weapons and they're going to do what they got to do.
That's right.
Which is what we should have done a long fucking time ago, as far as I'm concerned.
Real quick, I wanted to say thanks to Rosemary Hill for subscribing, but tomorrow I would check, because you'll probably be unsubscribed by the end of this video. Just saying. So if anybody subscribes and you want to know what we're talking about or what we're doing or what we're covering, you better check and keep an eye on it, because they're probably going to unsubscribe you, 10 minutes after, because I lose about anywhere from 150 to 500 subscribers a day while my channel grows. Just saying. So come back and check.
The same thing is happening to me. When I turn my phone, when I put a like on a video, and if it's a conservative video, and I turn the phone from portrait to landscape and turn it back, the like goes away for some reason. I don't know. I have to investigate that a little further. But on my channel, net number 4, Truth USA 2, and Inglorious Patriots and Whirlwind Revolt. I have 3 channels now. So to take one down, I got a whole bunch left.
Smart.
And I'm on BitChute under net number 4, Truth USA. So
and I got another thing I need to talk about real fast. I have found a new platform that actually I enjoy it. I could end up going there and doing a lot more live streaming than I am YouTube, because it's a better platform. It's a simple platform to use. It's called Josh Who TV. Josh Who TV.com. JoshWhoTV.com. The platform is like YouTube used to be. I don't know exactly how it works, but it's pretty simple to use. As of so far, I can upload videos pretty easy. Like this one will be on, I will put it on Josh Who TV. And I guess the guy that made it was a YouTuber that got banned. That's what I hear, you know, through the grapevine. I don't know how true it is or whatever the case may be.
He must have a lot of money for a server because that's...
Well, it exists because I'm using it. Believe me. I don't know what he's got going on. I don't know his financials. I don't know. That's not my business. I'm not one to judge regardless. But I am going to promote it because that is what everybody else is using. BitChute, it don't work right for me. I'm using Josh Who TV as my backup platform. So it would be okay if you guys want to go check it out. You can. I'll drop a link in the description while Dave talks some shit about something else. And you guys can get to my channel.
Well, I don't know how many subscribers we share, Stony, but
quite a few, I think.
If by any chance one of us disappears entirely, we have links in the descriptions on where to. So if you lose me,
the link will be in the description. Yeah, they're buffering you.
You can't call me while I'm on a live stream, Don.
Nobody. I just had it out with a friend of mine, or a few people too, Dave. I told him, I said, you do it again, I'll block you and never talk to you again. So I ain't got time for it.
So anyway, if you lose me, the links to my channels are over on Stoney's channel. Mm-hmm. And if you lose Stony, the links for his channels are up on my videos in the description. Mm-hmm. And I always put stuff in the descriptions. If something comes up on a video that I previously did, I just did a rant. I took Schiff's format. You might think it's right, and I did I reamed him a new asshole. Go check out video number 14 on Whirlwind Revolt. You'll love that. And I'm working on this book called Whirlwind Revolt that I wrote 12 years ago. And I was scared to publish it when Donald Trump got elected because a lot of stuff that I wrote in it came true. Oh my God, including the attack on his son. But in the book, they try to kill his son, and they end up doing something else. But a lot of the problems that we have today are addressed in the book in about 80 or so executive orders that I typed up. If I was the president, this is the executive order that I would do. Blah 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 blah. And I went through a whole bunch of them, and we just got to do something unconventional in order to get out of this mess. Because not only are we in a social mess with all of these libtards running around, it's like a communicable disease. It's like airborne Ebola. The stupid is contagious, apparently, because there's a lot of these people running around, and they make it seem like there's more of them than there are, because the reason you see them, because they don't work. They don't have a job. If they do have a job, they're flipping burgers at McDonald's or stirring coffee at Starbucks. Yeah. And meanwhile, you and I got to work for a living. I'm retired, so I've worked all my life. So I'm trying to relax over here, and I can't because now I'm in a battle of my life. I would rather get shot at than fight this battle, because this battle, you don't know where the hell it's coming from. You don't know who's going to be against you. You don't. The trolls are. The paid trolls are astronomical. They're pretending to be Trump supporters, and yet they're attacking other people that are supporting Trump. They pretend to not trust the government, and they use information that they get from the government to attack Trump supporters. Mm-hmm. And half of that crap is bullshit anyway. It was planted by Hillary, who has control of the internet. And if they spend $50 million disparaging Donald Trump with this PP dossier and all the stuff they did to Kavanaugh, total bullshit stories, it's nothing for them to disparage you or me or anyone else who gets in their way. And believe me, I got in their way with that tarmac shit. I got under their skin with that tarmac shit. You better believe it. You better believe it. You better believe I stirred some turds when that video came out, and I didn't even know what the hell it was. Somebody sent me a letter, and I read it on YouTube. Got 1.5 million hits.
Yep.
Before they took it down.
Oh,
but I did updates on it, and it's still up there on BitChute. So, you want to play?
Well,
we're playing for keeps.
They don't even know that they want to play, Dave. They have no idea that they even want to play. They don't know what people are capable of doing. Well,
yeah,
they're about to get a rude awakening, ain't they?
Yeah, I certainly hope so. I hope that after all this, when the FISA drops, I think that's going to be the first domino. And the second one, I think, is going to be John. I think John is still alive. There's a lot of things about that plane crash that don't make sense.
Yeah.
If anybody's ever seen me do videos in the Jeep, I always got the dogs in the Jeep with me everywhere I go, except if I'm going to the store to get a pack of cigarettes or something, I'm not going to bother to take the dogs. But if I go anywhere, the dogs are with me. John's dog wasn't with him that day. A lot of things don't make sense.
Does not make sense.
Yeah, and if he's still alive, oh my God, is the shit gonna hit the fan?
It's gonna hit the fan.
My God, is gonna be. It's gonna be. If he's alive, it's gonna be biblical. And I think that maybe Seth Rich is still alive too, because he was shot twice. They were in and out. The surgeon that attended him said that he saw worse and they survived. And all of a sudden, he's got all these G-men around his bed. The code was called. No crash cart responded. Nothing happened. And he was taken out of the hospital dead, supposedly.
Right.
Same thing happened with Timothy McVeigh. The bomb that he put in front of the Murrah building in Oklahoma City could not have possibly blown up that building. If anybody's ever seen a car bomb go off,
right,
you know that it's not going to take out the whole building.
Right.
Not like that. So
well,
that...
Dave, I sure do appreciate your time, man. I'm going to wrap this up so I can keep it under that 2-hour mark. We're at hour 53 minutes, because if not, they will not let me process this. So
okay.
I'm going to go ahead and thank everybody real fast. If you got anything lastly to say, go ahead and say it. We've got a lot more coming real soon, so you guys hang in there. And if you guys like what we do, please support our channel. Links are in the description.
Okay, this is Dave from Net4 Truth USA 2, Whirlwind, Revolt, and Inglorious Patriots. This video, as soon as it's finished processing, I will upload it to my channel, download it, pass it around, and if you can, please support both our channels, because we do what we do as patriots, not to make money. We could be making a lot more money doing other things. So I thank all of my subscribers, all of my listeners, all you people here. You're great. This is what's keeping this country alive. Because if it wasn't for this medium, if it wasn't for us, we'd be in a techno-Nazi dictatorship that would be no escape from.
Absolutely.
This is Dave. It would be like the Borb. You will be assimilated. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Thanks, Dave, one more time. Thank you. And
thank you very much.
If you guys want to check out my channel, there's a link in the description to get to my Josh Who TV channel, which I'm going to use that as a backup, because if they knock me off of here, I'm done here. I appreciate everybody. Thank you guys very much. God bless you. And we will be back with some really big news here real soon. Thanks.
And we will let you know how to listen to the radio station. Sure. We'll probably be live streaming it. So
yep, absolutely.
Just keep in touch.
Yep. Thank you. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. Thanks.
Take care.
Have a great day. God bless.
Take care, Stony. Bye-bye. Autographed hardcover special edition copy of Land of Childhood's Fears will be sent to you for a $100 donation. You can get the book from Amazon or buy it directly from the publisher at LuLu.com. Links are in the description section.
Please subscribe to our backup channel, Inglorious Patriots. We fly so close to the target, we're on our 3rd fighter jet. We will be relentless truth seekers until the enemies of freedom are defeated. Links are in the description section.